I'm the devil and I could kill you. Those are the words that Bryana Bongolan just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're detailing the shocking revelations and notable occurrences from the fourth week of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trafficking trial. Warning, certain information contains distressing details.
She says Diddy burst in, groped her, then picked her up and held her over the balcony 17 stories high.
Cross-examination of former Diddy employee.
Prosecutors called the defense tactics harassing and humiliating, saying they feared it could have broader implications for victims in other cases.
On the 14th day of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial, a former employee under the pseudonym Mia faced cross-examination from the defense. She was questioned about messages she sent to Combs after her employment ended, where she offered support and affection.
Mia was confronted with years of her flattering social media posts that called Sean Combs legend or mentor, and all of these loving text messages that showed she stayed in touch with him for 6 years after she left her job in 2017.
Despite no longer working for him, she says she still felt, quote, psychologically under his control. She described feeling immense, quote, blame and shame after Combs allegedly threatened to tell his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura about an incident between them.
She is a delicate witness that she's now starting to embrace the trauma and the psychological trauma that she's had been dealing with, that we're seeing and we're witnessing happening right before our eyes.
She also added that his inner circle routinely ignored Diddy's misconduct. Mia testified that Combs repeatedly stole her phone and saw private messages she sent to Cassie. She alleges he even placed tracking devices on Cassie's car.
He's put tracking devices on her car. I'm not sure what he was capable of. I was terrified.
When asked why she never reported any of the alleged misconduct, including serious indecent assaults, she said she feared being fired, disbelieved, or labeled, quote, crazy. Mia added, quote, I just knew his power and his wrath.
The defense grilled Mia on why she didn't report her abuse allegations, but she fired back, telling the court that she was brainwashed after years of psychological manipulation.
Custodial witness takes the stand.
And it returned the jury to one of the central focal points of the prosecution's case, and that's the freak-offs. These sex performances that went on that left hotel rooms often in disarray.
Sylvia Oken, the area director of sales and marketing at the Beverly Hills Hotel, offered insight into hotel records linked to Sean Diddy Combs. She revealed that several of Combs' stays at the hotel racked up additional charges for cleaning and damages, including a $500 fee for, quote, oil damage and $300 for cleaning drapes.
Showed the jury a couple of bills with extra charges to clean the drapes, and one to clean up excessive amounts of oil that earned Combs a $500 miscellaneous charge.
Oken also confirmed that some of Diddy's reservations were made under the alias Frank Black, a name believed to be a nod to the late rapper Notorious B.I.G., known as Frank White. Records reviewed in court also showed that Cassie Ventura had been listed as a guest with full access to the reservation and charging privileges.
Witnesses have testified, especially Cassie Ventura, that baby oil was everywhere after those hotel stays.
Hotel security guard speaks.
Jurors got a chance to hear from the hotel's former security supervisor earlier on today, and he testified about the $100,000 payoff that Combs made to purchase that incriminating video.
Eddie Garcia, a security officer at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016, testified under immunity after invoking his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Garcia recounted being told of a domestic dispute, which involved Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura, and viewed the surveillance footage.
Eddie Garcia testified the phone, it started ringing, and a lot.
Garcia alleges he was contacted by Combs' chief of staff, Christina Courtroom, who asked if she could get the surveillance footage of the incident. After telling her she would need to go through official channels, he says Combs later called the security desk sounding, quote, very nervous.
Combs makes it very clear that he's worried about this video. He says he sounds nervous. He says, you've got to talk to my manager.
He allegedly offered to, quote, take care of Garcia, who alerted his boss.
Garcia, he then went to his boss and told him Diddy was willing to pay. His boss suggested $50,000.
Once financial compensation was agreed upon, he said that his boss downloaded the video for Diddy the next day. Garcia testified that he signed a non-disclosure agreement on Combs' company letterhead, confirming it was the only copy.
Combs repeatedly calls him his angel, and it's great that he's doing this, but we have to be on the same page, according to his testimony.
He also allegedly spoke with Ventura, who assured him she, quote, wanted this to go away too. Garcia testified that Combs paid him $100,000, which he said he split with his boss and another officer on duty. Diddy's head of finance testifies.
Derek Ferguson was called by federal prosecutors, I think, to help walk them through all of the money that Sean Combs had at his disposal.
Derek Ferguson, who served as Sean Diddy Combs' head of finance from 1998 to 2017, offered insight into the inner workings of Combs' business empire. He revealed that his role extended beyond corporate matters, involving Diddy's personal finances as well. Ferguson explained that senior executives, including Combs, were issued corporate credit cards, which Combs occasionally used for both personal and business. He says it was up to his team to determine which entity should cover each charge.
He testified that Diddy's personal and business finances would sometimes overlap, but he said he never saw anyone help Diddy commit crimes.
He confirmed that Diddy regularly provided financial support to family and friends through salaries or distributions. Ferguson concluded his testimony by saying he never witnessed Combs commit any crimes and praised what he saw as a passionate work ethic.
The impression the defense was hoping to leave the jury was here's a legitimate businessman protecting Combs from any shenanigans that the federal prosecutors might be talking about as a criminal enterprise.
Forensic video expert takes the stand.
This morning, a forensic video expert testified about that 2016 hotel surveillance footage showing Combs attacking Cassie Ventura.
Frank Piazza, a forensic audio and video expert, testified at Sean Diddy Combs' federal criminal trial for the prosecution. He confirmed that surveillance footage from the Intercontinental Hotel, capturing Combs physically assaulting Cassie Ventura, had not been manually altered.
There are no anomalies going on in the file to indicate it had been manually altered.
He created a compilation of video clips at the government's request to track individuals' movements during the incident and affirmed that none of the footage showed signs of tampering.
The jury also was shown that video over and over again while this forensic expert was on the stand.
He also testified to enhancing 10 explicit videos and the audio of another, all reportedly recovered from a laptop associated with the Frank Black alias, believed to be used by Combs, which Cassie had handed over to authorities. Cassie's longtime friend called to testify.
Did Sean P. Diddy Combs dangle a woman from the 17th floor balcony of this LA apartment building?
Bryana Bongolan, a friend of Cassie Ventura, testified about a violent 2016 encounter with Diddy. She alleged that he held her over a 17-story balcony before throwing her onto patio furniture, causing injuries and lasting psychological effects.
Sean Combs comes and lifts her up, telling her, you know what the F you did, and lifts her onto the railing. She said her feet were dangling over. Sean Combs then lifted her off the railing, threw her onto some furniture.
Combs allegedly yelled at her, quote, "Do you know what the F you did?" Bongolan said she still doesn't know what Diddy was upset about. She also recounted multiple alleged disturbing episodes at Ventura's apartment, where she often stayed. In one alarming incident, she purports that he burst in and threw a knife in Cassie's direction.
I just remember seeing a knife get thrown in her direction, referring to Ventura. The prosecutor asked, how did Cassie react when the knife was thrown in her direction? Bongolan responded, she threw it back.
She also recalled a 2016 beach photo shoot with Cassie, where she recalled Diddy getting in her face and threatening her, saying, quote, "I'm the devil and I could kill you." Bongolan admitted she never reported these incidents because she was afraid of Combs. She also testified that she regularly used substances with Cassie, describing it as, quote, a problem.
It's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived.
Cross-examination of Bryana Bongolan.
Bryana Bongolan just wrapped up her second day of testimony, and the defense team accused her of lying about Combs' allegedly holding her over a 17-story balcony back in 2016.
During cross-examination, Bryana Bongolan admitted that she continued seeing Cassie and Diddy after the alleged balcony incident, but claimed she, quote, kept her distance. When confronted with a text where she was offering to get Combs a hoodie, she explained, quote, "We were trying to be cool." Combs's attorney also challenged the timeline, citing travel records that suggested his client was in New Jersey at the time of Bongolan's balcony allegation.
Defense counsel has really been trying to tear her testimony apart, attacking her credibility as well as inconsistent statements.
When pressed with, quote, "You agree that one person can't be in two places at the same time?" Bongolan replied, quote, "In theory, yeah. I can't answer that one." In response to the accusation that she filed a $10 million lawsuit for financial gain, Bongolan testified, quote, "I care about justice."
She wanted to testify to seek justice.
Judge warns Combs could be excluded from courtroom.
There was a major moment just now inside of the Diddy trial. While the jury had left the room, the judge had a conference with the actual attorneys.
In a shocking moment, Judge Arun Subramanian issued a stern warning to the defense, stating that Sean Diddy Combs could be removed from the courtroom if he continues attempting to engage with the jury.
The jury went out, Bryana Bongolan went out, and the judge turned to the defense team and said, "Your client was nodding vigorously during the testimony towards the jurors."
The judge said he observed Combs, quote, "nodding vigorously and looking directly at jurors on two separate occasions during Bryana Bongolan's testimony, behavior he had already cautioned against, calling Diddy's conduct, quote, absolutely unacceptable."
The judge said he expects this not to happen again, that the defendant in his case would look at the jurors, would nod, or in any way react.
During a sidebar, he reiterated having seen Combs repeat the behavior and asked defense attorney Mark Agnifilo whether it would continue. Agnifilo assured him it would not.
And the judge replied, "Well, that's good, because if it does, then I may remove Combs entirely from the courtroom," which would be quite a big deal.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Diddy accuser Jane tells her story.
According to the prosecution, she had direct experience with these freak-off parties that Combs had, these kind of drug-fueled, days-long parties.
Testifying under a pseudonym, Jane described a pattern of control, coercion, and manipulation during her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. She recalled a substance-fueled trip to the Bahamas, with Combs providing her, quote, doses. After the trip, she says he wired her $10,000 to compensate for her time away from work as an influencer. In 2021, Combs allegedly introduced the idea of her sleeping with other men. Jane testified that another man was involved in their intimate encounters 90% of the time, and although she agreed at first, she claims to have told him she wanted it to stop. She purports feeling obligated to, quote, perform these nights for him, particularly because he was paying her rent. When asked about hotel nights or freak-offs, she described them as encounters involving a male entertainer that sometimes extended beyond 24 hours.
It could be very detailed and very graphic in the coming days, Morgan.
Are you following the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs? What do you make of the prosecution's case thus far? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
It's all part of the P. Diddy circus.